Hello and welcome back to 12 Minutes with Berch. I am your host Berch, and today we are diving into one of the most transformative and impactful areas of our times, AI and big data. These technologies are not only reshaping industries but also redefining the skills we need to thrive in the future. According to the World Economic Forum, AI and big data are among the core skills necessary for the workforce of tomorrow. And today, I'm incredibly excited to introduce our guest, Pınar Özcan. Pınar is a professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at Said Business School, University of Oxford. She is also academic director of Oxford Entrepreneurship Center and the Oxford Future of Finance and Technology FinTech Initiative. She served in an advisory roles working in regulatory authorities such as the Bank of England, UK Competition and Market Authority, UK Financial Conduct Authority, the European Commission, OECD. With her extensive research and expertise in the technology and innovation, Pınar is uniquely positioned to shed light on how AI and big data are shaping the future of work. So her background has provided her with exceptional AI and big data insights. It's a privilege to have her here. Pınar, welcome. Our 12 minutes started.
Thank you so much, Berch. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So as a prominent professor at Oxford University, Said Business School, how do you see AI and big data being integrated into the curriculum to prepare students for the future of work?
It is already starting. We are starting to put more and more AI and implications of AI into our curriculum, but I think that is by far not enough. What we are still doing at universities, unfortunately, is training individuals in a profession without necessarily telling them how their profession is being disrupted by AI. And that requires much more focus on the way that students learn how to deal with data and understand AI systems and work with AI systems. And I think that what we're giving them is a sense of what AI can do for them and let them experiment. But I believe a change more to the core is needed in our educational system all over the world in order for us to be prepared and prepare students for AI.
So within this concept, I wonder what skills do you think are most important for students to focus on these skills?
Yes. So first of all, I think that they need to have an understanding of data and AI such that they can interpret AI results. They need to be able to manage systems where they are supported by AI, but they need to be able to evaluate what they are giving, right? So it's like if you don't know what you're talking about and AI, you get help for an assignment from AI, you won't be able to tell whether AI has hallucinated or not. And so what we need, in a sense, is not to be experts in our subject matter, so not understand law very well or what else, let's see, or biology or whatever it may be, but also understand data science and what AI can help you with and what AI cannot help you with. So when I work with students, I can see that they're tempted to use AI to critique certain essays, for example, that have been written in management. But the critiques are actually quite shallow, and they pick on things that are easy to pick on. And when I see that, I can tell that they worked with AI because it actually kind of doesn't make sense what they're doing. And so, in a sense, our job has become more difficult as instructors because we're not just teaching subject matters, but we're also marrying our subject matters with AI and data. And that is what the students need to know.
Over here, I just reminded that, the AI and big data is one of the critical skills, even identified, by World Economic Forum. So I reminded one of the quote said by Stephen Hawking: "Success in creating AI would be the biggest event in human history, but unfortunately, it might also be the last unless we learn how to avoid the risks. We need to understand AI, and we need to see how come it can be managed effectively by us." So come to the World Economic Forum, it's identify AI and big data as a core skills. So, in your opinion, I wonder why these skills are so critical, how they are transforming various industries.
Well, I think that in the future, there's not going to be any profession that will be able to conduct their job without the help of AI. And in that sense, I think that it's absolutely right that AI and big data are core skills at this point. And whether you're a doctor, you're going to be relying on AI telling you some predictive results on whether a patient is likely to have a certain disease or not. Whether you're a lawyer, you'll be able to look at precedents for your case with AI, or even make arguments with AI, right? And so I think that depending on what your chosen profession is, the disruption through AI is more or less immediate, but there's very little that is not going to be affected by AI. So I completely agree with the World Economic Forum that this is a core skill. And let me remind you, like I did at the beginning, the educational systems around the world are not ready for it.
So over here, the educational system also, like, in the phase of being disrupted and being changed, transformed in the future. But come to your experience. You have been witnessing multiple different researchers and managing multiple different researchers and the case studies. Can you share any examples of case studies from your research that illustrate this transformation?
Yeah. So in my research at the Oxford Future of Finance and Technology Initiative, I see quite a few. I deal with entrepreneurs that are using AI for their business. And I have seen, for example, how they can use AI in order to completely transform the way that they reach customers. One of my favorite examples is from the Middle East, from Dubai. One of our graduates went there in order to start a bank for immigrants who do not have bank accounts. But of course, one of the biggest issues there is that these immigrants who are working in the service sector or not, or other sectors, they don't actually speak the local language or English quite well. And in order to understand them, in order to serve them, you need to speak their local languages. And so these entrepreneurs actually had to train chatbots in various dialects from various parts of the world, including Philippines, Malaysia, India, Iran, Turkey, in order to understand these people and in order to be able to use chatbots to bring services to them. Only after using AI were they able to reach financial inclusion. And these would be people that would actually not be able to get accounts otherwise.
So, I hope that today we are being listened, or in the future we are being listened by Generation Z specifically, maybe some Generation Alpha, and of course Generation Y also very interested in this subject. So I would like to hear your opinion. How can young professionals best position themselves to take advantage of these changes, to be adopted and include the AI and big data core skills?
Yeah, so this is a very important topic. And I think right now, younger generations have to be a bit entrepreneurial in order to get the skills that they need. They need to look in different places and perhaps top up their education with different skills and perhaps online courses. So one of the things that's happening right now is just the way that data is being used by big tech is allowing them to come into the educational sector and give younger generations or anyone who wants it skills in data management, skills in AI, etc. And all of that is only possible if you actually know where to look and what to do. And so I would say that going to one school and then hoping that you will be set for your future is unfortunately not possible right now in this transition period. Hopefully 10 years from now, it will be. But right now, we're going to have to figure out which skills we can get from where, rely a bit on big tech, rely a bit on online courses, rely a bit on hackathons and other opportunities in order to build our own future.
So lastly, I would like to take the subject from organizations' perspective as well. In your opinion, how can organizations foster a culture that embraces AI and big data from the point of the leadership's their role? And I would be very wondering, when you're answering your opinion, considering your academic background, what would be your advices or sincere advices to the business leaders?
My advice to business leaders. So there's quite a bit of hype around AI, and they're all in a race. Not all, but there's a lot of race in showing how much they can do with AI. But AI can be used for different purposes. And then what we see in our research is that there's quite a few organizations that are trying to use AI in order to cut costs and say, okay, we're going to streamline our processes. Of course, that's good too. But that is not where the value lies. How can you use AI in order to bring new products and services to customers, to understand them better, to really, in a sense, move to a new category in your customer service? These are things that we need to pay attention to. And in order to do that, we need to get out of the mindset of cutting costs and into a mindset of generating value. And I think that switch is still there to be made.
Pınar, as we are approaching our end, I would like to have your final thoughts to summarize for the Generation Z underlying the core skill of AI and big data. So how do you conclude your opinions in last 1 minute?
It will be a bit of a repetition perhaps, but I would say that we are living in a transition period. Our future is unimaginable without AI. But right now, in order to get on the bandwagon, you need to think outside the box and look at what institutions, what places give you the best chance, and how do you combine different learnings and skills that you learned from different places in order to prepare yourself for the future. So take ownership of your own future and go look for things that will help you rather than relying on one institution.
Pınar, thank you. Our 12 minutes ended. Today, we have hosted Pınar and talked about AI and big data. Thank you for tuning into 12 Minutes with Berç. Stay tuned for our next episode. This podcast is brought to you by Want Network and Bnode, platforms dedicated to fostering innovation and excellence in the business. See you next time on 12 Minutes with Berç.